Season 2 of Marathon literally just dropped. Like, it's only a couple weeks old. People were having fun, but Bungie looked at that and I guess decided to fix it. Now, within the first week of Nightfall, the new season being released, the dev team posted that they had found issues affecting the progression systems and loot economy. So, two things got hit. Cert containers on Night Marsh were spawning more than intended, and because loot quality had spiked across the board, Cradle progression costs were going up 25%. On top of that, they confirmed global loot drops might get adjusted while they keep investigating. So it wasn't just going to be one change, it was just the opening of a lot of changes. So if you don't know about the whole vault matter converter thing, just lets you break down gear for Cradle XP. Obviously, high value items are going to give bigger boost. But the thing is, once you have streamers and YouTubers making videos and exploiting, I guess, gaming the system, doing whatever they can to optimize it, that progression system just got absolutely cooked within the first few days of the season. Bungie was doing a specific response to players finding a gap in obviously something the devs had missed. So it was a very reactive solution to something that should have been proactive. But here's what the nerf is actually doing. It's raising the costs going forward. It didn't reset anything. So the players, the hardcore players that knew the vault tricks and all that stuff and just absolutely maxed it out, the Cradle's done for them. The nerf is not touching them at all. It only touches people who haven't gotten there yet. Casual players who log on for a few hours a week. Now, they are looking at weeks of progression under the original system. Now they're looking at an even longer progression system, competing against players who are already capped with better gear, this huge head start that just can't be closed now. And Bungie framed this as protecting the economy from getting flooded with powerful items too early in the season. And obviously, when you say that, it's a good concern to have. If players have top tier gear by week 2, the season is losing its progression arc. But the problem is the ship has already sailed. The people who were going to flood themselves with all these powerful weapons and gear have already done that before this patch came to exist. The economy that Bungie is talking about trying to protect has already got people sitting on top of it. So really, they had two choices. And to be the devil's advocate here, if you leave it alone, the gap between organized 3 stacks and just random fills is going to get worse every week. Dedicated squads are already just cleaning out maps before most players could even get to their green shields. And honestly, if you leave that unchecked for the entire season, the casual audience is just going to stop playing the game. Not because they were getting nerfs because of this, but because every match that they're getting into this early just feels unwinnable. There's an argument that slowing progression down is going to preserve the game more than letting the economy just avalanche. It's not a dumb argument to have. I just think it's the wrong time to make it. If Bungie had shipped the season at launch like this, it would have been fine. But now shipping them in weeks later, after one group of players have already benefited from this old system, that doesn't mean that they're leveling the playing field. They're just literally freezing it. It doesn't close the gap. It's wherever you were, where the patch dropped is going to be kind of where you stay. Now, Marathon was already a hard sell for newcomers. The onboarding is rough. The game is unforgiving. Marathon was still working to retain players it had, so tightening the economy on top of all of that, specifically in a way that rewards whoever played the most in the first week or two, is going to push people out. I've already seen people on social media talking about this, how they're going to be done for the season and it's only a couple weeks in. Why would I get on? That gap between the haves and the have-nots is super obvious and people are just not feeling it. So Bungie said they're monitoring feedback. I'm sure they just introduced the carry event and stuff to try to help give more casual players another avenue to get good loot and stuff like that. But I just feel like this was a silly decision. It kind of feels like such a reactive thing, like they get scared or something. But we know how Destiny was. like they nerf things here and there that are like, why would you do that? But leave other things unnerfed. I just think that it's kind of a silly approach. I think nerfing the containers is kind of crazy. And like, I understand that, people have maxed this stuff out. We shouldn't be playing like it's, the last 2 weeks of the season before a wipe. But I just don't think that it's the right decision. I'm also disappointed in the Cradle XP nerfs. I actually like the Cradle system, but now it's going to take forever to progress when they wanted new players to be able to jump in and kind of use this system to quickly level their characters up. So it's like, what was the point of that? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below how you all feel. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe. I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.